Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. David Snowpick here from Snowpick Games. We are experiencing, once again, technical difficulties with the overlay here, so I'm going to just mess with it for a second. I actually made some changes today, hoping that it would fix things, and it either didn't fix things or it made things worse, which is always a possibility. Let's enable that. Okay, so I should be on the overlay. Somebody say something, but not in Discord, because like I was saying in chat a minute ago, it seems like Restream's integration with Discord is broken this morning, so this isn't my fault. This one part is definitely not my fault. Okay, the Clean said something on YouTube, and he appeared with a jester hat, and Nyanel, welcome, welcome my friends. What kind of characters do you guys get? Nyanel got the kind of captain's hat. Oh, and I already talked about the Clean. So, it seems like the Restream bot for Discord is relaying messages to Discord, but not picking them up and delivering them to the other things and to the overlay. Ricardo, welcome. Your character is real coherent. You got matching armor with your shield. That's fantastic. So how's everybody doing? Anybody got any updates on their projects or anything interesting going on? Any interesting games you're playing? Any interesting goals? So like June 1st has been kind of like a second New Year's Eve for me, or New Year's Day. I've been reassessing my what's the word? Resolutions, and making some halfway through the year resolutions. Although I guess it's not halfway through the year. Wouldn't July 1st be halfway through? Because we get June. So I'd have to get to the end of June to like really be halfway through the year. Hey, Spicho or Spicho or however your name is going. I don't know how to say your name. Let me know so I won't butcher it. Nyanel, have you won the jam? No, I did not win the jam. We got 12th place. There were some really unbelievable games in the jam. What am I typing? I'm typing Godot Wild Jam number 45 is what I'm typing. The game that won... The game that won was actually one that I played on stream last week. And I will remember what it's called as soon as I make it to the page. No, this isn't the page I wanted. I wanted results. Give me the results. Yeah, Deeper. The one with the octopus guy and like all the arms that was like a platforming puzzle game with the just fantastic, cute art. That one won. Lazy Comedy, which we also played on stream last week, got number 2. That was like the hell-themed top-down puzzle one. Another one we played on stream, Suburban, got 4th place. Resistor, which we also played on stream, got 5th place. Snacks, we played on stream, got 6th place. So we played a lot of like really, really good ones. This game, this Black Market Hustle, I played that game for like an hour. That game is brilliant. It's super addictive. But we are down here at 12th place. But that's still respectable. Was it 82? If I can find my pointer here. 82 entries, so 12th out of 82 is not bad. It's not bad. Spyco. Okay, Spyco. I've got it now. Oh, awesome. Spyco saying, thanks for the Godot plus Git tutorials. Very useful. Helped me teach my brother how to use Git. That is awesome. I'm really proud of that particular series. I wish it could get more out into the world. Feel free to share it with your friends, please. Yeah, so I am finally done with the jam. It's surprising how much time jams take. Like, it sucked up my whole week I was working on it, and then the whole week after because I'm trying to play games, and I'm finally coming back to the world, coming back to my usual things. In the 2 weeks away, and even the weeks leading up to the jam, actually, I've been really behind on supporting SG Physics 2D and the Godot Rollback Netcode add-on. So that's what we're going to be doing on stream. We're going to be digging into some of the issues and merge requests and stuff for SG Physics 2D. I don't think there's anything streamable going on with the Godot Rollback Netcode add-on. There's a really in-depth issue from BIMDAV that I need to dig into and wrap my head around it, but that's like a multiple hours by myself in a dark room, locked in, trying to figure it out kind of thing. That's not a good streamable thing. But there's lots and lots of stuff that I think we can fix in SG Physics 2D on stream. Oh, and I don't know, I have a new setup going. I finally got my third screen over here to connect while having my second screen connected. So now the overlay is running on this little screen over here. I'll try to show it without disconnecting everything. I disconnected it. Crap. Well, it appears to still be playing, even though I can't actually see what's on the screen anymore. All right. I broke it. I shouldn't touch things. Once I have them working, I need to let them be. Is it the power? Did the power come out? Yes, it was the power. Okay, second attempt. I know I just said I shouldn't touch things, but now I feel more confident that I found out it was the power. So now I can have the overlay playing over here, and I can have the chat in front of me, so it should be easier to see what you guys are saying, but harder to see what's going on the overlay. So let me see what we got. Fallen Ursus, welcome to the stream, Chesh. Benjamin Singer, you got it looks like an axe and some serious shoulder armor and possibly no pants. I can't quite tell. Or maybe those are overalls that are very close to your skin color. Spiko's just looking like a dude with a goatee. What else do we got? Is that oh, DJ Kosher? You look like an orc wearing one of those like you know, like senators or, you know, rich people in like old-timey United States with the wigs on their heads. You look like an orc with one of those like highfalutin wigs on. All right, so let's dig into this. A couple of streams ago, we were working on SG Physics 2D. We were working specifically on this issue for Ansh Sharma, and it's basically we have these methods that you call in Area 2D to get the overlapping areas and the overlapping bodies, similar to how in the normal Godot physics engine there are signals that you get to say, you know, there's an overlapping body or there's an overlapping area, but there's no way to find out what shape is actually overlapping from that body or from that area if they have multiple shapes. So we were adding that last time. I think that was 3 weeks ago now? 2 weeks ago? I'm not entirely sure. 3 weeks ago, because last week we were playing games from the jam. The week before that we were working on the jam game. And so yeah, it would have been 3 weeks ago. And we got it like almost done. I was trying to orient myself to where we left it off. And we added this okay, so we added some methods to Area 2D, which is get overlapping area collisions and get overlapping body collisions that would return this collision object, Area 2D collision, which would have then the object and the shape on it. So rather than just calling overlapping areas, you would call overlapping area collisions and get a list of both objects and shapes that overlapped. I think it's only going to tell you one shape. If there's like multiple shapes overlapping, I don't think it's going to tell you all of them, because the way the collision is done is it kind of like bails early as soon as it finds anything that overlaps. And I don't know if that's going to be good for the people who actually need this feature or not. I don't know if they need to know about all the shapes that are overlapping, but it will give you, what will it give you? Will it give you the first one that overlaps, or will it give you the best one that overlaps? Best meaning the one that has the deepest, or no, is it deepest? Geez, these things are so hard to keep straight. There's situations where you want the shape that intersects the deepest, and then there's situations where you want the object that intersects the shallowest, because you want to catch it the second it's like overlapping. So I don't remember, one of those two, but you only get one. That I do know. And we had to get some more data packed in there. Previously, the shapes, the internal shapes within the physics engine, were not aware of the shape nodes that they were attached to. And we had to add that. That's what this void data, set data, get data on the SG shapes 2D internal stuff is. And we had to implement a new result handler thing. That's what this is. SG sorted collision array result handler, because the way the physics engine works is you make a query and you pass in a result handler, and each matching thing it finds, it passes to that result handler, as opposed to making like a big list of all the things and then returning the list to you. And the advantage to doing it this way is we're essentially like streaming the data in rather than making decisions about how it's going to be stored in memory, which is a very C++ kind of thing. If the API put a vector instead of like a double linked list and then return that to us, and it's like, well, we didn't need a vector, we needed a double linked list. Or maybe we're going to filter the data further, right? So maybe we don't actually need all of those objects. We're going to look at them and do things like check the collision masks. So we don't want to necessarily allocate the memory right away. We want to have these result handlers, which will get each matching result and then do with it whatever is best for them for that situation. Anyway, I think we implemented all of it. What we've got to do next is test it, which I don't think we did at all. We were just writing code and seeing if it compiled. So we've got to test it, see that it works. We should probably update either one of the demos or the actual like unit tests, and update the docs if that makes sense. Yeah, I'll have to look at what docs we have to see if it makes sense to throw this in there too. I mean, I guess at least the API docs, where we have like a description of each of the methods. So let's do that. I guess we'll start by just testing it some way anyway. Before the stream, I just compiled what we had. Let's look around. We got some demos. We've got this move and collide demo. Let's see if maybe we can inject it in here, if that makes sense. We are doing something with an area. Because if we play this demo, let me just boot it up here. This one is an area. So we are checking if it overlaps the area. Maybe we could also... here we go, get overlapping bodies. We could test this out by okay, the line ended very abruptly. I was like, what's going on here? So yeah, it's doing if this raycast is colliding or overlapping bodies is greater than 0 and the body is the character, then we modulate the character's color. So yeah, we could swap either temporarily or permanently. Just get overlapping bodies, area.get overlapping. Ooh, why don't I see the body collisions here? We may have forgotten a small step. Let's go to SG area 2D. We added the area collisions, but we may not have bound it to, we may not have bound it, making it available to GDScript, which is exactly what we didn't do. Here we go. This is the missing bit of code. Right in here in bind methods. So get overlapping area collisions, I believe it is called. I don't think I would have said areas collisions. Yeah, get overlapping area collisions, get overlapping body collisions. Yeah, and now I gotta recompile it. All the compiling, so much compiling. And it's off. So nobody had any updates about their projects or games you're playing or anything? I haven't really been playing anything. I haven't played a game other than playing with my kids since before the jam. Before the jam, I was playing a ton of No Man's Sky, and I had big plans to get back into playing No Man's Sky this week. But I know I was real busy with work and like real sleepy. And hey, Darkinator! I got a typo. Where's my typo? Is it typo in my code or a typo in? You are right, sir. I think I see what you're talking about. Collisions. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Darkinator. Pair programming with me. I appreciate it. Can I kill this before it's done? I've never tried to do that before. See if there's task. Oh, okay, well, it's done anyway. DJ Kosher, I'm getting burned out on games lately. Ready for summer reveals and releases later this fall. Yeah, I don't know. There's like, for me, there's just always so many games I want to play. But yeah, there's a VR showcase coming up soon. Upload VR. I'm excited about that because, as you guys know, I'm really into VR. Okay, no, I need to kill this and we need to compile again. After Darkinator noticed my typo. Yeah, then there's always like lots of stuff coming out in the fall as game developers try to get their stuff out for Christmas. I don't know. Is there anything on the horizon that's really exciting to anybody? There's nothing that I'm really thinking a lot about. At least not yet. I think the last thing I was really excited about coming out was the City Skylines VR, which then turned out to be not that fun. I think like the thing that makes it not that fun is that the perspective that they put you at is just not immersive. And I know I talked about that on a different stream, but it just felt like I wasn't in my city. And there's been other like city builder type games in VR, not as nice and with as much depth as City Skylines, but like where I really felt like I was there, and it just, I don't know. Monster Hunter Sunbreak. I have to remember how to pronounce your username. Let me scroll up here. Spyco. That Spyco's excited about. Yeah, the Horizon VR game on the horizon. Ooh, good one there, the clean. Yeah, I don't have PlayStation VR. Do you have PlayStation VR? I would love to get PlayStation VR 2 when that comes out, but then I need to also get a PlayStation 5, which I've been trying to buy for like a year and a half, and I have not succeeded. So, need to get a PlayStation 5, which will probably deplete all of my hardware buying money, to then get a PSVR 2. But yeah, that looks... I would love to play Horizon VR. DJ Kosher says, I'm a multiplayer FPS kind of guy, so for me it feels like there's never enough out. So probably branch out more. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everyone's got their thing. Games are so diverse. Way more diverse, I think, than like movies or books as far as genre is concerned. Okay, what am I doing? What am I doing? Focus, David, focus. We were doing move and collide. Get overlapping body collisions. Let me just check that this auto completes. There we go. Okay, and so then how can we use this? How can we test it? Oh, I guess here, overlapping bodies, we would now do dot object. Is that what we named it? Let me take a quick gander at the code that was in here. Yeah, so object. All right. Yeah, because it could either be a body or an area. So object was the generic term that I went for. So let's run this. And if riding into that area over here still turns us a color, then we're good. I kind of want to see what the shape is, though. So let's print out some stuff too. So we will say if overlapping body's size is greater than 0, then we're going to print out overlapping shape, and the overlapping bodies dot shape. So then we know we'll actually have captured that information. Oh, something went wrong. Yep, that was just my mistake. This is an array. We need to get the 0 index from it. Take 2. Okay. Let's go look in here. Overlapping shape, object null. So we're not getting the shape. Something's going wrong. We're getting the object, but we're not getting the shape. Probably we forgot some like connector glue again. IMO, the PSVR 2 is the best thing for PC VR in a while. PSVR to PC ports, Quest 2 to PC, or is greater than Quest 2 to PC ports. But yeah, PSVR, like PC VR has been kind of stagnant for a couple of years. Basically, like since Alex came out, since Half-Life Alex came out. And I think PSVR, I agree with you, The Clean. PSVR 2 is going to be exciting because it could signal a return to high-end VR experiences as opposed to everything being so Quest and mobile focused, which, I mean, I don't know if I'll have a PSVR 2. I would love to get one, but I definitely still have the gaming PC, and if some of those PSVR 2 games also come to Steam, that would be great. So we can have both things. We can have high-end PC VR games and the mobile stuff. It's all good. Okay, so somewhere along the line, we are not setting the shape. We can look through the code, or we can set some breakpoints. I am a little bit inclined to the breakpoint approach because I don't remember a lot of this code. We wrote it 3 weeks ago. So maybe we'll just go to get overlapping body collisions, set a breakpoint, and kind of walk through here. The result handler, we probably want to put some stuff in here. Maybe at the point where we're getting the result. Although, you know, it's taking what it's getting and dropping it in. It must not be getting past anything. So yeah, maybe this is the breakpoint we really need. So then we can look at the stack trace and walk up it and kind of figure out what path leads us to that point. So to do that, we need to kill the editor, because for our breakpoints to work, we need to launch our demo directly. So let's go to, is it tasks? No. Is it launch? Yes. Okay, so we need to change our launch arguments a little bit. We need to launch the move and collide. I do not see it, but there's way too many things. Okay, here we go, this one. Move and collide. We'll launch that demo. And all I should need to do is hit this play button again. And again, the waiting. Always the waiting. Yeah, so The Clean, do you actually have a PSVR 1 or a PlayStation 5? I've never actually even played PSVR 1. I did consider getting it when I was originally buying my VR headset, which I bought a Quest 1 at that time, which I think was probably the right choice. Aha, here we go. So let's look at the data. Moving past object and shape. Shape is a SG shape 2D internal. It's a polygon shape. All right, so that must be the shape that's on the tank, because that one's a polygon. And okay, so the problem is not that the shape isn't getting passed in. The problem is that the data is 0. So walking up this stack trace probably isn't going to help us. We need to look at a totally different bit of code, but I'm glad that we did debug it this way, because that answered that question really, really fast. We need to look at the code that's actually setting the data on the shape, which I think would be SG shapes 2D. That's the resources. I think what we actually want is collision shape 2D. That's the node. Let's take a peek in here. Hang on, let me go back to where we just were, just to make sure I have the types right here. So this is casting it to an SG collision shape 2D. And that is the resource, or that is the node? That is the node. Okay. So SG collision shape 2D has the internal shape, and at some point it needs to call internal shape set data this. Where is it doing that? That is the question. SG collision shape 2D set shape. So this is setting the resource shape to it. But we can set the data way earlier before we even know what the resource is, as long as we can actually have the internal shape. Okay, so where's the internal shape come from? It starts out as null pointer. We actually mem delete it, so we must be the ones responsible for creating it. Let's look for mem new or not. Okay, something creates it. Where does it get created? Set the shape resource. Okay, so create internal shape. Shape, create internal shape, and immediately we are calling set data this. So how is this not getting set? If the second we create the internal shape, we are calling set data this, how could it ever end up being false? Hang on. Does the fact that this is a polygon mean something here? Because don't we have two separate nodes for polygons and normal shapes? Collision polygon 2D. This may be the thing. So how does collision polygon work? Set polygon, get polygon, but where does the actual internal shape get created? I'm going to look at the header file for a second, just to orient myself. So SG collision polygon 2D, SG fix 2D. The clean. Nope, the only console I ever had was an NES clone. NES is a good console to have. There's a lot of great games for the NES. There's a couple I still play to this day. Mostly Final Fantasy 1, if you were curious. I love the hell out of Final Fantasy 1. Before there were even any numbers, it was just Final Fantasy. Okay. Update internal shape. I'm just going to look in these methods and see if they help me figure out. So we have the internal shape, we set its points. So do we just create the internal shape when we start up? We do. So we create it and we keep it the whole time. Okay, so internal shape, set data, void this. We are missing a call here. I don't like how it did that. Isn't that like not the Godot coding style? Let me just take a look at how I did it here. No, either it auto-completed for me last time, or that's not actually Godot style, but okay. So that might fix it in this case, but that also tells me that this test that we're doing isn't a complete test because the code paths are different for polygons and non-polygons. So let's first kill it, recompile it, make sure this test works, and then we're gonna have to come up with a way to test non-polygons. We might have to make a new demo, or maybe we should just go and make a unit test, which I guess technically is a functional test, but you know, using the unit test harness stuff. Oh, the compiling. I should make, like, whenever we do C++ streams, I should make like a list of like things we can talk about. The clean. On my end, I'm trying to squeeze FPS from the WebXR build. Oof. Yeah. That's probably partly my fault. I need to put way more time into performance optimizing Godot's WebXR stuff. That was like that was originally what I wanted to work on immediately after we got it merged, but then I don't know, I got distracted by rollback netcode. But I'm glad that it's running great for you. Hey Vaunt, welcome to the stream. What kind of character did you get? Oh, you got an old bald dude with a giant white beard. I dig it. So I am working on some okay, there we go. We forgot to move our breakpoint. Let's remove our breakpoint. I'm working on some issues and pull requests and stuff for SG Physics 2D, which is a deterministic physics engine for Godot, of which I'm the original creator, although there have been a lot of contributions. Hey, there we go! SG Collision Polygon 2D. The thing works. But there have been a lot of contributions, largely from BIMDAV, but a couple other folks. And I'm trying to get things fixed up for them, merged for them. And specifically, we're working on adding a new method so that you can not only get the object that your area is colliding with, but also the specific shape. Okay. Yeah, like I was saying, we are now going to need to test shapes, not just polygons, like normal primitive shapes. And so let's launch a Godot editor and figure out how we're going to do that. Which, of course, same thing. It's going to see if anything needs to be rebuilt and then launch it. Some more waiting. Today is last day of school for my kids, so summer's about to get interesting. Hey, the buddy Adrian! Welcome to the stream! It's going all right. It's going all right. I don't think I'm working on any issues or stuff from you today, but we are hacking on SG Physics 2D stuff. Okay, so let's look at the demos we got. Are any of the rest of them doing things with areas? Where this would make sense? Not really. Let's look at the tests, our functional tests. Ooh, we have an SG Area 2D functional test that's testing get overlapping areas and get overlapping bodies. Perfect. Perfect. Are each of these individual tests? They are not. There's some test mechanizing them. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is the test, and it's using these two scenes. So let's go see what these scenes look like. So this one we have these three areas, and we're checking which is overlapping. That isn't the best test for shapes. What would be a good test for shapes? We would want an object with multiple shapes. We would want to check that they're overlapping. We'd want to test both shapes and, like, normal shapes and polygons. So I think what we need to do is make a new scene. Yeah, these are very specific scenes. We'll make a new scene. New scene. This is going to be get overlapping area collisions. TSCN. And I guess 2D scene. Same thing again. Get overlapping area collisions. And we will drop some stuff in here. So some SG area 2Ds. So we will want the one that's checking what is overlapping, and then we will want one that's got a bunch of shapes. I guess let's start simple here. We'll do SG collision shape. We'll put a rectangle shape on it. Let's make it a little bit bigger. We'll make it be 50 instead of 10. Ooh, 50 is big. We were quite zoomed in though. Font is excited to try rollback in Physics Engine for his next game. That's awesome, man. Definitely let me know how it goes. If you have any issues, come let me know in Discord. We got a whole bunch of folks using it. Not so, you know, I will help you out if I can, but there's also a strong possibility that other folks will be able to help out as well. Okay, this seems like an okay size. We'll add another area 2D. And this one's going to have multiple shapes. We will put I guess it doesn't really matter what kind of shape. The important thing here is the node. The node is what makes the different code paths happen. So they could all be rectangles, and our test will be just as good. So we'll call this, I guess 1 and 2 is fine. Yeah, SG collision shape 2D1, 2D2. I could save myself some typing and just make this be shape 1 and shape 2. And let's assign some shapes. Put a rectangle. I'll make you a little bigger. Times, I don't know, 3. And we'll move the whole area over to here, and we'll kind of make this shape move over a little bit to collide, and then we'll add a new shape, which can be any size because it's not the colliding one. We're going to move it over here, and it's just going to not collide. So when we get overlapping areas, we will want to get this one, but not this one. A more complete test would sometimes have this one be the one that's colliding. So maybe we need 2 of these kind of detection areas. So we'll give these some smart names too. We'll say like detector area 1, detector area 2. We'll move this one to collide now with this other shape, but not the first shape. And this one will be colliding area. And we probably need to mess with some collision layers and stuff. We'll say these as detecting kind of areas. They're not going to be on any layer. They're going to have a mask of 1. They're not going to be monitorable. Let's go through and do that for both of them. And this one will be on layer 1. No mask. It is monitorable. And now we just need to figure out how we're going to mechanize this. Let's take a look at how we did it for this one. So we instance the scene. Oh, we do it 5 times to make sure it's deterministic. I don't think we need to do that in this case, because we're testing something very, very specific where if this other test is passing, then we know it's deterministic. It's fine. So say func test get overlapping area collisions. We are going to instance the scene get overlapping area collisions load over You like to autocomplete sometimes, don't you? Overlapping area collisions seen here. Our scene. We are going to instance that. Add it as a child. And we'll put the cleanup stuff right away. We'll remove the scene as a child and queue free it. And then put the code that does stuff in the middle. So this has like a do function. We could do it that way, or we could just put like a script on here that just grabs some objects and we can reference them directly. I think that's what I want to do here. So we'll just add some onReady vars. OnReady var detector area 1. Detector 1 onReady var detector area 2. And then we will grab the colliding area and both its shapes. Colliding area, detector, no, not detector, colliding area, onReady var, colliding shape, colliding shape 1, shape 1, colliding shape 2, shape 2. Okay, so now we have the stuff ready to make our functional test function. So first thing, we are going to, we'll create this result variable. We are going to first fill it with scene dot detector area 1 get overlapping area collisions, and we'll start doing some assertions such that our test is testing. So assert equal. Is it entertaining watching the creation of unit tests, functional tests on stream? I always get nervous that I've decided to stream something that's just like really boring. Hopefully that is not this. But unit tests are very helpful, and there are a bunch of ways to write them in Godot. They're especially helpful for, like, this is a library, this is a thing that other people are going to use, and as we evolve it, I don't want to break things. So unit tests are nice because I can change a bunch of stuff and then just come back later and say, test! And it'll tell me, did I break any of the things I was testing? Spyco found a nice plugin for Godot. What plugin did you find, Spyco? Might make it more fun if it doesn't distract you too much. Uh-oh. Is it one of those ones where like things explode and do crazy stuff as you're typing? That is not the kind of thing for me. It's called ridiculous coding. It totally is one of those. It totally is one of those. You know I have like attention deficit disorder, right? Like that's not for me. That's not for me. All right. Result 1, object. We want to assert that the object is... Okay, well, we'll go look at it. We'll go look at the ridiculous coding, but I'm totally not going to use it. I'm totally not going to use it. Ridiculous coding add-on. It's not very searchable. Can you give the link? Or I guess I could search on the asset store, or asset library. Assert? I was just typing assert a lot. Let's go to the asset library. I'll search there. Ridiculous coding. Ridiculous coding! Kaboom! Jotson made it. Oh, well, was this on the did Jotson make this on the add-on jam? Because I vaguely remember. Yeah. It's the juiciest editor ever. Backspace, backspace, backspace. I mean, this looks entertaining, but I totally can't use it. It's gonna make it way too hard for me. I'm sorry, man. It's a cool It's a cool thing, but I don't think I can do it. All right. So this is colliding area, I think is what we called it. Colliding area. Yep, so we want to assert that the object that we got in this list is the colliding area. And we want to assert that the shape is the shape number 1. So colliding shape 1. And then we'll do the next thing. We'll do the second detector area. Detector area 2. Result size is 1. The object is the same, but we're getting colliding shape 2. So let's run this. Can I run just the scene? That would be amazing, but I don't think it'll work. No. I need to run the whole thing. And then, we gotta... Oh, I did result 1. This needs to be all result 0. Okay, here we go. My brain just wants to increment numbers, man. The clean bouncing dudes and dudesses with exploding code. Michael-based style stream. I mean, I could try it for a minute. Let's try it for a minute. Ridiculous coding. Johnson, what are you about to do to me? What are you about to do to me? Is this all in the add-on directory? It is not. Okay, so I don't want these things to come in. I just want these things to come in. Install. Let's go to project settings. Not auto load. Plugins, that's what I was thinking. And we're going to enable ridiculous coding. All right. Where was I coding? Get ready. It's gonna be crazy. Where's the file I was editing? Here it is. Okay. There's even sounds. I like how it sort of accelerates the more I type. Why is it all over there, though? Why isn't it down here? Like, doesn't that seem like... The GIF led me to believe that it would happen... Is it because I'm in, like, this mode? If I come out of here? There's a bug report that needs filing, my friends. I'm just typing... Ooh, okay. Oh, and you can turn on and off what you want. The blips, the sound, the fireworks. You have a level, an experience level. Oh, the fireworks are probably my experience. Me going from level 1 to level 2. This is ridiculous. It is kind of lame though that it's doing it all up there. Although it's much less distracting that it's isolated to the corner up there. That is silly, man. That is silly. I'm going to disable it now. It's explained in the README. It needs a specific type of font. Oh. All right. Okay. Well, now that I've gone this far, we have to do that. Important, choose monospaced code font and editor. Otherwise, the add-on won't be able to calculate cursor position correctly. Okay, let's do it. So first thing, we need to re-enable the plugin. And then that's editor settings, right? Editor settings. Do I need to pick a font that he gave me? Or what do I need to do again? Choose a monospaced code font in editor settings in the interface editor tab. So just any monospaced font? Or is there like actually a drop-down thing that I'm supposed to be doing? Would have been nice if you gave me a font. Okay, you gave me a font, but I don't know if that's the one. No, that's not the one. And it's like not even the right area. Okay. I did that wrong. Where is this? Editor settings, interface editor. Editor settings. Interface editor, that's where I am. Main font, code font. Okay, so I selected the wrong thing. There doesn't appear to be like choices. I'd have to actually find a monospaced code font. He doesn't give me one. Oh, I have one in here that our project is using. All right, let's use that. Ooh, and it's tiny. It's teeny, teeny, tiny. Why isn't this working? We've broken it. We've broken everything. All right, let's restart the editor. Oh, there we go. You can't see what you're typing. That's ridiculous. It fits its name. Ridiculous coding. That's cool. That's cool. But we're disabling it. And we're getting rid of this crazy code font. All right. All right, back on track. Get my brain in working order here. Okay, so did we run the thing? Did the thing happen? Test area 2D. Let's run these tests. Saying all tests passed. 7 tests seems like a lot though. Did we really do 7 tests? I mean, I thought it was like 3. I might be just operating this interface wrong. Okay, scripts 1, tests 3, passing asserts 38. Yeah, looks like our test passed. We only did shapes and not polygons. We're also only doing areas and not bodies, which isn't super complete, but I don't think we need to worry about that. I don't think bodies versus areas actually matters in this case. Or maybe we could do a test for bodies that also tests polygons. Or could we add, or we could add bodies to here, because we're just switching whether we're detecting areas or we could have a colliding body that does basically the same thing as this one. In fact, we could duplicate the colliding area, rename it colliding body, and then we'll change its type to SG static body. Let's just make sure that kept the collision masks and that stuff. Yeah, seems like it. We're gonna have to rename some of our variables here to be colliding area shape 1, colliding area shape 2. Ooh, I've been bringed. Thank you, anonymous bringer. Please feel free to reveal your identity so I can thank you by name. All right, so colliding body. Body. Oh, Spyco is saying research online for what Godot script font was. Found that font monospace and download it. Oh yeah, so that would definitely work better. That would definitely integrate it better. I still can't see what you're typing, I'm sure, behind all of the exploding. All right, we need to go to our test area 2D. We need to make some minor changes here. Yeah, and now this makes the name of this dumb. We'll rename some stuff. Naming is always one of the hardest things in software development. So this scene should now just be named like get overlapping shape collisions. I think is probably the best name for it. Let me rename that. Get overlapping shape collisions. To rename the actual file, get overlapping shape collisions. Okay, rename overlapping shape collisions. Shape collisions. Okay, so now we'll wire up another test that does the exact same thing but with bodies, so we'll be reasonably sure that there isn't like areas are working and bodies are broken. And then we still need to do a test that does polygons and not just shapes. So shape collisions. Shape collisions. Get overlapping body. Body. Colliding body. Colliding body shape 1. Body. Body shape 2. And oh yeah, we gotta rename this to shape, 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 shape. 9L says payment processing is the most stressful programming field, I think. It is very stressful. I've done a lot of things with payment processing, and it can be very nerve-wracking. Although a lot of payment processors have really nice sandboxes. So I've done PayPal, which has a really nice sandbox that emulates the production environment. You can test a lot of stuff there. I did this nonprofit payment processor for a while. IATS, they had maybe a less good sandbox, but still they had a sandbox, which made it less stressful. Recurring payments are particularly stressful in my experience. In COBOL, yeah, everything's more stressful in COBOL. The clean, you are correct. For now, I'm trying to handle Google Pays, yeah, because you're doing those in-app purchases with Google. So after talking with you, I got inspired to try and figure out, like, what the heck do I have to do to finally get my Google Play things to publish? And now they've been sitting there for so long, I actually need to, like, re-export them and remake new builds. Because now, like, they're for older APIs and stuff. I'm gonna try. I have like 3 mobile games which have non-mobile versions as well. Well, one of them doesn't because it's like uses the gyroscope or whatever. But I would love to finally get them published to the Play Store. Because, like I said, I uploaded the 17 images you need to upload to get something onto the Play Store, and it just like they would never approve it for some reason, and I gotta figure out what's going on there. I logged in and I looked at it. And I saw that I couldn't press the button because I had a too low of an API version. But man. Oh, refunds. So refunds aren't the worst from a programming perspective, at least in my experience. Refunds are the worst from an entrepreneur's perspective because refunds cost you a lot of money. I don't know if people don't know this or not, but when you refund something, the vendor, the person you bought it from, is still usually on the hook for the payment processing fees. So let's say, for example, you bought something for $20 and the payment processor takes $3. If I refund that to you, I'm paying you back the whole $20, but I still have to pay the $3, right? Just in case people weren't aware of that. So refunds are not a lot of fun. But from a programming perspective, I haven't had that much trouble. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I don't know if it's exactly 17 images, 9L, but it's a lot of images. Like, have you filled out all of the stuff in the Google Play form to, like, submit your game? It's a lot. It's more than Steam, and Steam requires a lot, like on the order of 12, maybe, images that you have to put in there to make a Steam page that they'll let you publish. All right, let's run this. Let's see if my body collisions are working here. Looks like it. I'm just going to go run specifically this test and see what happens. So 1 script, 4 tests, 44 asserts. That seems all good. Yeah, that's why I most likely will have to block refunds when a player buys something with the premium currency. Yeah, because like if someone really wanted to just like rack up a ton of bills for you, they could just like buy and refund and buy and refund and buy and refund. It's like, I just paid $100 for nothing to my payment processor. Yeah. Refunds are no good. And chargebacks, that's a specific like credit card thing. If you're dealing with credit cards, those are also very expensive for the vendor. Which isn't exactly a refund, at least if I'm remembering this right. It's been a while since I've like directly worked with credit cards, but I believe that's like where the charge was just made to not exist, as opposed to like actually refunding. Like maybe they didn't have the money or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember what the deal is, but it's all a pain in the ass. Is the moral of the story. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to test polygons, which means we're going to make a new scene similar to this scene, but we are going to have the colliding areas have polygons in them. Is there a way to do that all here? Or is that just going to get too weird? It's going to get too weird. Let's duplicate this scene. Overlapping polygon collisions. Open that one up. Eep. What did I do? Overlapping polygon collisions. All right, I'll start renaming some stuff. Overlapping polygon collisions. So the detector areas can stay exactly the same. The colliding areas, I will delete this one. And I'm going to delete these shapes. And we're going to add an SG polygon 2D. Where are they? SG collision polygon 2D. And we are going to make one that collides with the first area, and then one that collides with the second area. So, very careful to make only convex shapes here. So that is shape 1. Then we're going to make another SG collision polygon 2D. Call it shape 2. Place some points on here so that it collides with the second one, but not the first one. Okay, and then we'll do what we did before, where we duplicate this, change it to colliding body, change the type to SG static body. And we're going to need to make a new script, so we're going to detach, attach, and we'll be able to copy and paste a lot of stuff from our first script. In fact, we could use the same script. I'm going to make it separate scripts just for like, I don't know, I rarely ever do that where I reuse the same script, but we don't technically need to. Okay, so now we need to go copy and paste some more stuff. We're going to make versions of these that use this other scene. Rename a bunch of stuff, overlapping, oh geez. So these first ones were shape area collisions. These were shape or area shape. Does that sound better? Area shape collisions, body shape collisions, and these are area polygon collisions, body polygon collisions, and we have our get overlapping polygon collisions, get overlapping polygon collisions. All right, I'll change this one, and then I can just copy and paste this into the next one. But otherwise, these should work exactly the same. Do I need to redo any of the layer stuff? No. That is all good. All right, let's run this. Basically, I imagine buying an item and refund the currency pack you've got. Free items. Yeah. With all these payment processing problems and risks 30% cut on Steam, Apple Store does not look that bad. There are refunds on Steam too, and I've had some. I think I had like 2 refunds on Steam, and I did not dig very deeply into what that actually means. I don't know if Steam also refunds you the cut, or if they still take the 30% cut even if the game has been refunded, like payment processors do. I could imagine Valve being good guys on that, but I don't actually know. Okay, so let's go check this out. Run it. Yep, 6 tests, 56 asserts. It sounds good. And we're all passing. Okay, so we now have functional tests that are testing this new functionality that we added. So let's commit some stuff. Tests, functional, we'll add all those new things. And then let me just take a look. Oh, I don't want those move and collide changes. Now that we have these functional tests, let's get rid of the things that I did to the move and collide demo. And we made some small code changes to get this actually working. We had that bug way at the beginning with polygons, and we had forgotten to actually bind the methods to GDScript so we could call them. So we'll get all of those things committed. So got actually working and added functional tests. All right, we will push that. And what else do we need to do to get this issue closed? I guess docs. We need to add at the minimum API docs for these for the new class that we added, the area collision, which has the body and the shape, and the new methods that we added. There is a Godot tool to automatically generate that for you. Frequently, though, it's kind of a pain to use when you're working on a module, but I'll try to use it. So the actual Godot source code is where? It is in build Godot 3 bin. So it would be Godot x11 tools 64 doc tool. Okay, it did that. Wait. I think I actually needed to do a step before this. Or no, did it actually update it all the way over here? Okay, no, I think it worked. One of the things with doing a module is sometimes it'll like just update it in the Godot source code, but not in your module's source code, and then you have to do some copy and paste stuff, but you have to make sure to copy from your module to the Godot source code first, so it doesn't completely eliminate all of the customizations that you made. Anyway, let's see what that did. It did some updates. Oh, because I'm using 3.5 locally, or the 3.5 Godot source code. So that's gonna create some stuff we don't necessarily want to commit, at least not yet. So Godot will need to help us out here. Ooh, and it removes some stuff that like really I think should be there. Shouldn't it? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. There is git add-p, which means it will ask us for each chunk, which you guys might not actually be able to see because of that bar on the bottom. Let me put this up here. New git thing for anyone who's curious. So git add-p means it will ask us about each chunk if we want to add it or not, meaning stage it for commit, like what you would do with git add. So no, we don't want this because we don't want to switch to Godot 3.5. This we do want to do because it is moving this code up from below. You can see we've got our new method in here, and I don't know, just something that also was alphabetically close. All right, and what is this doing? Get overlapping areas count. Okay, yeah, so this is sneaking in our new other method. It looks weird again because it's reshuffling the order. This we do not. want. I think we want to keep that in the docs. So we'll say no, 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 no. We want to keep that in the docs, I'm pretty sure. Same here. No. No, no, lots of no. Ooh, what's going on here? Okay, it's just reordering some stuff. Oh, and it changes overrides true versus overrides canvas item. I have a feeling some of these changes are Godot 3.5 things. That it's changing the way it's doing the docs a little bit. Okay, so now when we do get status, we should have these changes staged for commit. So if I do get diff staged, those are all the things that we do want to be included. And then we have all these unstaged changes that we don't want to be included. So we're going to do get checkout dash dash dots to remove those. There should still be a new file though added, or at least I thought there was going to be for our new class. Why isn't there? Was there one? We should have had an SG area collision. We have our SG kinematic collision. SG area collision. We might be skipping a step somewhere. We might be skipping a step somewhere. Are we registering that class in our register types? That one. Register types. Kinematic collision, area 2D. Okay, we are not registering the area 2D collision. So that's what it is. Area collision 2D. I hope that's what it's called. Collision. Let's go check out our SG area. Area 2D collision. Oh, it's area 2D collision, not area collision 2D. Does that match what we did for kinematic body? No. Okay. Let's rename that because that name is dumb. So area collision 2D. SG area collision 2D. Collision 2D. Okay. And we gotta go update a bunch more code. Let's search for SG area 2D collision, which we are going to replace with SG area collision 2D, and then I can use some Vim keys to do that over and over again. I like doing updates this way sometimes because search and replace sometimes does not do what I want it to do. And this lets me like review what each of the changes are as they're happening. Which I guess you can do with like search and replace in a lot of IDEs. I think I actually just did something I didn't want to do. Yeah, it was this one. Okay, because this one I want to be SG area collision, I guess 2D comparator. Does that sound the least stupid of all of those? SG area collision 2D comparator. Okay, I do not see any little red bars from VS Code, so I think we're ready to try and compile this again. There are so many just little things to do in getting any of these issues finished, assuming we want to do them at a high quality, right? All the names need to be sane. All of the docs need to be there. What went wrong? No matching function call for SG area collision 2D. Why? So what are you saying? So it was doing... So it was able to compile SG area 2D CPP, and it's having an issue in register types. Saying the name doesn't exist, but it should have been included. Because it's in the same include file as area 2D. SG area collision 2D. It's right here next to SG area 2D. So register types. SG area collision 2D. SG area 2D. What am I missing? What is it? What is it? In instantiation of class DB creator with T equals SG area collision to D. Here, no matching function for call to SG area collision to D, SG area collision to D. Okay, so it doesn't seem like the type is missing. It seems like the function is missing. Maybe I just typoed in maybe I just typoed in the constructor name. So SG area collision to D, which doesn't seem like a typo. What? SG area collision to D, SG area collision to D. Here's the implementation. Nope, nope. Did I typo it in register types? SG area collision to D. Let me look at the diff. Sometimes in the diff I'll see something that I don't see when looking at the code itself. This is in the CPP file. I think we're more worried about the H file though, right? SG area collision to D, SG area collision to D. Just try building it again. Trying to do the same thing twice and expecting a different result is probably not the smartest move, but I just don't see what's going wrong there. Compiling register types. And it compiled it this time, but then it had some other issue. Wait. So compiled, or no, it probably, okay, because I'm doing J4, the messages are just probably out of sync. Oh, I wonder if it's required to have a an argument list constructor in order to register the type. That would not be entirely unsurprising, because it doesn't have this constructor, right? It has one that takes 2 arguments. So maybe that's what's going on here. there would be a much nicer way for you to tell me that, GCC. Let's go take a look at SG kinematic body 2D, because this has a similar thing. We have this kinematic collision, SG kinematic collision 2D, which is defined down here. And it has a, I don't know what to call it, an argumentless constructor, which kind of doesn't make any sense, because like this should always get some stuff, but it's fine. Let's go make also an argumentless constructor. SG area 2D. We'll have both, this one that takes the two objects, and we'll have one that doesn't, which just sets everything to null. Set object to null pointer and shape to null pointer. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh my god. We're finishing up a thing that we basically finished on the last stream we did this on, and we're like an hour and a half in. It's almost done though. It's almost done. And then I want to look at this thing from BIMDAV, who wrote an alternate implementation for sine and cosine that I'm excited to try, which sounds maybe not that interesting, but it may fix like a long-standing problem in SG Physics 2D. We've been using libfixmath, which is a fixed point math library for the trig functions, for the trigonometry stuff, and there's a lot of problems with its trig functions. It does some really weird things, has some really weird results, and so for a long time I've wanted to replace those trig functions, and then we can remove libfixmath entirely. And BIMDAV made an MR early this morning that fix sine and cosine. We still need to fix atan, arctangent, but this would be a huge step in the right direction if it works, if it has the properties that we actually need it to have. So I'm going to test that out after we get this working. So, mainly, I just want to go see that our SG area collision 2D is in here, and it has some stuff, and there's no descriptions. Cool. Now we need to rerun that command that we ran earlier to tell Godot to automatically generate new API docs. No. Build Godot 3. That's where I want to run this. Do your thing, Godot game engine. All right, so then it's going to generate a whole bunch of changes. We'll look at the get status. I want to get rid of all of those changes because all I want is the new XML file, which it hopefully added finally this time. It did not. Hang on. Let's make sure we add Godot modules, SGFX2D, register types. Let's make sure we add Scene 2D. Area 2D. Ooh, I did not mean to add all those. Did those really get ignored? I hope they did. Okay, good. And why is it not creating an XML file? SG area collision 2D. It's doing one for kinematic collision. It's not doing one here. Am I maybe running like a different binary? No, it has to be the binary because it had the other new methods. Just take a look. So X11 tool 64, which is totally what I just ran. Doc tool. So X11 tool 64. Gonna try running it again. I don't know why I keep thinking running things twice will fix them, but I keep thinking that. Okay, so let's look at the output here. Loading docs, erasing all docs, generating new docs. Let me look at ls doc classes SG area collision 2D. Okay. It generated it here and not with the rest of our module code. So I'll take it though. Where does this stuff go? This goes in doc classes? Yeah. Okay. So now I should be able to do check out -- dot to get rid of all the other changes. And then if I do add Godot module SG2D dot classes, it should capture that XML file for us. And now we should be ready to do our own thing, to add our changes to these docs. Just reviewing the changes real quick. This all seems good. I'll move this window back down here. And let's get in there. So we want to look at SG area collision 2D.xml, and we need to add a brief description. Geez, what did we put in for the kinematic one? If we put anything at all, for a lot of these, we still haven't documented them. Kinematic collision 2D. Collision data for kinematic body collisions. Sounds good. We'll write the same thing, but about area 2D. For SG area 2D collisions. In kinematic body, we didn't actually give anything for the members, but like honestly, it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm gonna maybe type some things in here pretty, even though it's maybe not necessary, but the overlapping body or area, the overlapping shape. Wait, it specifically says it's returning SG collision shape 2D. Does SG collision polygon descend from that? Because if it doesn't, we're making some weird promises here. Let's look at SG collision polygon 2D. It does not. It descends from SG fixed node 2D. So there is more wrong here than the docs. We need to go to to SG area 2D. Need to change this to SG fixed node 2D, SG fixed node 2D, SG fixed node 2D. Need to update the implementations for those as well. SG fixed node 2D. SG fixed node 2D. And there is somewhere where we are casting that, which we'll need to change the cast. It is here? No, close to here. Here it is. So SG fixed node 2D. Then let's look at that comparator, make sure it doesn't depend on the type in some way. It doesn't. It's only sorting based on the object, not the shape. So that might be enough to fix the code. Yeah, let's add that stuff. And Godot modules SG 2D, Scene 2D, SG area 2D. Okay, and then we're gonna need to compile again, and we're gonna need to run the doc tool again. Yeah, looks like I have everything added that I need to add, so I shouldn't worry about things getting overwritten. And compile. Oof. Watching everyone bounce around in here. Oh, I don't think I looked at the Buddy Adrian's character. It's got a shield and like one of those armor things. Oh, what else has been going on, guys? I joined a game dev book club, and we are presently reading A Playful Production Process. I'm not very far into it, and I'm actually behind everyone else in the book club. I'm like a week behind. There's like weekly reading targets, and I am basically like, yeah, like I said, 1 week behind. It's a good book though. It's you know, going through the whole like game production workflow from ideation through post-launch, so the whole thing, with a bunch of suggestions on how to do that in a playful, non-Bernie outy way. I'm not that far into it. Like 4 chapters into it. All right, let's take a quick look at SG area 2D. And no, actually what I want to look at is SG collision, or area collision. Yep, so this is now fixed node 2D. So we can exit out of here. We will rerun the doc tool. Doc tool running. It is a local club, although it is purely virtual. Or no, it isn't local, is it? So I heard about it through the Wisconsin game developers group. You know, that's how I got connected to it. But I think there's people from all over the United States, at least. I don't know if there's international people. But it's definitely like, it's not a commercial thing in any way. It's just like one game developer wanted to organize it, and a bunch of other game developers joined it. So like there isn't a subscription or anything like that. It's just like buy the book, join the club, participate in the discussions on the mailing list, and that's all it is. I could share the infos with you later if you're interested in joining midstream. I don't know if they're cool with people joining midstream, but it's worth a try if you're interested. I don't see any reason why not to ask. Okay, wrong place. Okay, so all I care about is area collision 2D. So let's go take a peek in. It's deleted. Why'd you delete it? Why did you delete it? All right, let's okay. Say git checkout dot. That should restore it to life. Nope. What did I type? Git checkout -- dot. And we're gonna copy build Godot 3 doc SG area collision. Why is it in there? Doc classes SG area collision 2D. Okay. Copy you to our module Let's go see what that gives us. It has modified it. Let's look at those modifications. Cool, we're good. This is good. We'll commit this, or add this for commit. Okay. Okay, so this should now be correct. The one thing that we worked on, and now we need to document the two, or no, actually, let me make one small change to those docs because I want to clarify what types of nodes it could actually be. The overlapping shape, either a SG collision shape 2D or SG collision polygon 2D node. Okay. And now let's go to SG area 2D and we'll return a list of SG area collision 2Ds. List of for the overlapping SG area 2Ds. And we will, what did I press? We'll do the same thing for the get overlapping body collisions. Collision Ds for the overlapping SG static body 2Ds and SG kinematic body 2Ds. Cool. Hey Salvakia, woo, you made it before the end. Yes, thanks for coming. Welcome to the stream. Oh, you got just a normal dude. Got just a normal dude wearing a normal shirt with some normal hair and facial hair, which is all right. It's good to just be a normal dude every once in a while. All right. I think we are about ready to finish this up. This concludes, I think, the docs that we needed to add to finish this issue. And I'll make a merge request, and I will merge that merge request. And we'll be all good. Implies he has superpowers sometimes. Good to be a normal dude once in a while. Sure, sure. Yeah, I'll commit this. Added docs and fixed some types, names, and got, yeah, fixed some types and names. That's fine. That's descriptive enough. Okay, we should maybe run the tests one last time. That's always a good idea after I've just renamed a bunch of crap. And then we'll make the merge request and we'll merge it. And we will see if we can get to BIMDAV's MR changing these sine and cosine methods. Come on, come on, come on, compile. Yeah, this is, oh man, this is not even making a dent in this stuff. I gotta find some time to work more on SG Physics 2D because there's still a whole bunch of issues and a whole bunch of MRs need to get looked at. And I need to balance that too if I want to go back to working on my VR voxel builder thing. I decided, and maybe I shouldn't say this publicly, or maybe I should say it publicly. I decided I want to try and get that on App Lab in 3 months. Is what I decided, assuming I don't change my mind. And 3 months might be a little bit ambitious because not all of that is up to my control. There's like an approval process with Meta to get things put into App Lab. It's apparently a relatively lightweight process, but that doesn't mean instantaneous, right? It could take a month. It could take 2 months. I don't know. But I think that'd be really cool to get something in App Lab. That's just like one step closer to having something in the Quest store, which would be really cool. Selvakia loves my window manager. Thank you. It is Notion, a fork of Ion, which I've been using for 21 years. Yeah, it looks like our tests are passing. How do you like Gut? I like Gut quite a lot. I know there's two major add-ons for doing Godot unit and functional testing, and I haven't used the other one. I can't remember what it's called, but I do like Gut. I've used it on a couple of projects. It's very lightweight, very easy to use. I dig it. Yeah, so we're good. Let's merge some things. Let's merge this. Okay, so I want to go to the main project page because it'll prompt me the thing that it prompts me. Prompt me. Okay, it's not. I'll go to the merge request page and I'll create a new merge request. I want to target this and I want the source to be this. I guess I'm always working in the repo. Get overlapping shapes, compare branches, and continue. I'm going to rename this to fixes. Fixes number 30. Add new methods to SG area 2D to allow getting the overlapping shapes as well as objects. And we want to squash, we want to delete the branch. Let's create the merge request. Validate branches. Another open merge request already exists for this source branch. Oh, really? Did I already make a merge request for it? I may have. Oh, here we go. Cool. So, are there some tools templates to run Gut with CI/CD? I don't see why you couldn't just run it the same way as you'd run like a Godot export with CI/CD. I haven't set it up for this project. I really should, because that would be great. Or did I set it up? Did I set it up and forget about it? Let's take a look at that. But like, since we're already doing, well, we aren't doing exports in this project, but I have a ton of projects where from GitLab CI, it does the export. And so it could also, just fine run the tests as well. No, it looks like it doesn't. It builds, because this is a module, right? So it builds Godot for a whole bunch of different platforms, and then signs the Windows, macOS builds, uploads them when we're doing a release, creates the release. So I would need to add another stage after, let's say the Linux editor 64 build is finished. It could actually use that build to then execute the tests, and that should just work. That should be not hard to do at all. But I haven't done it yet. All right, so here, okay, we got to mark as ready. We did that. I want to look at the changes briefly to make sure that they all are sane and make sense. So far, so good. Nothing is jumping out at me. These white space changes are kind of annoying, but that's from changing my VS Code settings. Yeah. You could technically build and test on all three major platforms. I could, because I have a GitLab CI runner on Windows, I have a GitLab CI runner on macOS. But like, that's actually annoying. That's actually annoying. To set up those kind of things. Like the signing is not, the Windows signing doesn't need to be done on a real Windows machine. The macOS signing does though, and Steam builds, when I need to do Steam builds, the Steamworks DLL is built with MSVC, which means it can only be linked to things that are also built with MSVC. With C++, right? That's not true for C. For C, you can link stuff built with MSVC, but for C++, it has to. So I have to like build the Windows version on Windows as well, and I have a GitLab CI runner that does that. But it's annoying. It's really annoying because like those things can crash. Docker can want to do an update on Windows that breaks everything, and all of these fun things. So I would probably just run the tests on Linux for simplicity, even though like yeah, I could run it on all the platforms. And maybe if we end up finding a lot of issues where it works on Linux but fails on Windows, then like yeah, okay, maybe I will be convinced to set it up. But at this exact moment, I don't feel very motivated to set up the cross-platform stuff. But a single platform, I'd be happy to do. Okay, let's merge this. I'm gonna remove the word draft. Oh, okay, the word draft is removed. Maybe I just need to reload the page. Okay, let's merge it. Edit commit message. The commit message looks fine. Squash commit, delete the source branch. Merge. It is being merged. Cool. All right. In the remaining 14 minutes we have. Oh no. Who knew? Who knew that finishing up that issue would take so long? Let's take a look at BIMDAV's thing. So let me check out the main branch. I'm going to pull the main branch. And then I'm going to do git mr origin, look up what the mr number is. Use FPM's Sine algorithm. That is 35. So origin 35. That will check out BIMDAV's mr into a branch locally on my machine. And now we need to rebuild. So let me press the little green arrow, and this shouldn't take too long, longer than you can set a git attributes file to force it into if. I maybe missed exactly what you were referring to at that moment because I'm not sure what you mean by that at this point. I do frequently have not git attributes. Oh, force into LF. No, so that actually you're talking about the white space ending thing. So the configuration change that I made to VS Code was I made it so that it would remove white space on empty lines. So it was removing a line that just had like tab because I already am having it be converted always into the Unix line endings. So before I had this VS Code configuration, I put in a bunch of lines that included just tabs, and now it's removing them every time I edit and save those files. Which I think is the right thing to do, but it means there's going to be all these unnecessary changes, which makes it bad for collaboration, right? Anytime there's just like white space changes, it means we're going to create a bunch of Git conflicts for people for no reason. Air quotes, no reason. I mean, there's a reason, but it's not like a very important reason, right? Okay, so we compiled it. We're running it. We are having a problem. Attempt to call instance on base null instance. Get overlapping areas. Did I screw something up with the way I was checking things out? Or did I like forget to close Godot in between doing the checkout? Because that can sometimes create fun issues. Let's look in tests, functional, SG, RTD, get overlapping bodies, get overlapping areas. Yeah, this TSCN file's missing. Why is that? All right, let's close this. And let's look around here for a second. Get branch, get status. How is it missing this file? Did BIMDAV branch from like a really weird point? Let's look at git tk. So where is this commit in main? So the last commit he has is this one, fix misspelling. Okay, and then I added this commit, and yeah, okay. So how are we losing this file? I'm going to remove this ridiculous coding one while I see it. Okay, let's just run this again and see what's going on here. No. Come on, compiler. Come on, Godot. I want to see this before I have to go back to doing real work. All right, run you. And you still crash because you're missing a file that should absolutely be there. Did maybe he accidentally remove that in his commit? Let's look at that. We'll look at git tk again. Maybe it was just something. Wait, local. So what are the changes? What are the local changes not committed? Okay. Except it's not seeing that. What is happening right now? Okay, we'll look at BIMDev's changes here. He's only changed this, which shouldn't affect this. What is happening? Okay, so I know these exist in like the main branch, so maybe I'll just copy them over here, but it doesn't seem like they should even be missing. Like, okay, git checkout main. Let's go to it's in tests, functional, sg area to d, get overlapping bodies, so we'll copy get overlapping bodies star to, I don't know, some other folder. We'll make a folder really quick. Copy them into this folder, and then let's git checkout origin mr35. Or was it 35? What was the number? 35. Or is it mr origin? Git checkout mr origin 35? Yeah, that's what it was. So let's go to tests, functional, sg area to d, and we're going to move these things from the ttt file to here. Wait, bodies existed, but areas didn't exist. I did the opposite wrong thing. Okay, let's do this again. Check out main, copy, get overlapping areas, star to ttt, check out again, mr35, copy ttt star to here. All right, so now get overlapping areas is back. Don't know why it ever went anywhere. I don't know. I don't need to commit it really, do I? Like when I look at his MR, it doesn't say anything about removing those. I don't know why they're disappearing. Okay, so 10 tests failed. That's because the result of sine and cosine is different. The question is it different in a way that's good, or is it different in a way that's bad? So let's go look at, that was test. It was one of these unit tests. Fixed math. We were looking at some cosine and sine values. Right, so here's one that used to fail. Oh, actually, okay, let's look at the ones that fail now. This is up in fixed math. Test trig. So we go to test trig. It's line 72. Test that big values loop around as expected. So which one? 72, 75, 76. The changes are pretty negligible. They're super tiny. This one's maybe the biggest one. Why is that one so big? Cosine of 10, the difference is pretty big. But I think these are fine. So let's just switch them to the new values for the time being. So this is 72. And 6531 75. Oh, come on. I don't know why I keep selecting more than I want to, but that's fine. I'll just delete it after. All right. And what are these other ones? So these are fixed transform 2D. These look more concerning. If we were expecting something to equal 65536, and it is now not exactly that. Let's go to SG fixed transform 2D. SG fixed transform 2D. We are looking at line 33. So what's happening here? Okay. This is very specific. No, this, okay. This is not good. These X and these Y, or no, actually it's fine because it's not exactly straight, is it? Right, so it's taking a rotation and an origin. The rotation 290. This actually might be fine. This might be fine. So what's the difference? 3535 instead of 36. That's probably fine. Why changing sign anyway? Okay, so the lib fixed math has an approximation for sine and cosine, which is just based on its approximation for sine, that returns really odd values for well-known inputs, really weird outputs for well-known inputs. One of the ones we have in our issues here is that the cosine, or okay, so the sine of pi equaling 403, where it should equal exactly 0. And that makes for really weird things like saying a vector rotated by no angle now has, you know, this 403 instead of 0. There's a couple others which actually are not currently open issues because we added code that basically said if the input value is this value, make the output be this, rather than using the approximation. You can see in the MR. So we used to have some code that, for example, if the cosine input was 0, we always returned exactly 1 because we had some bug with that. Yeah, it looks like it would have returned 65537 rather than 65536. And since cosine 0 is used when constructing a matrix of rotation of 0, like we need a matrix of rotation of 0 to be equal to the identity matrix, and it wasn't, which was creating weird cumulative problems. Where it's fine that it's off by 2, which is 265,536ths, but not if you're doing it like every frame, right? If you're expecting a rotation of 0 to do nothing every single frame, but it's actually just rotating you just an teensy tiny little bit, that will pile up and lead to really weird unexpected behavior. So we need these well-known values like 0 and like half pi and pi and 3/4 pi, or what would that be? Like 1.5 pi and 2 pi to return exactly the number that we expect there to be. Otherwise, just like weird stuff happens. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I guess we'll look at these 44, 45, 46. 44, 45, 46. Yeah, this test is like super weird because the actual values like almost don't matter. We just want them to be consistent everywhere. What's going to be more interesting is testing some of these well-known values and seeing that those work right. So, okay, we want to know two things. We want to know, one, that this didn't make anything worse. It didn't create any new issues, and that these well-known values get better. So 47, negative 30? Negative 430? Okay, so why? Okay, so we're starting with what should be an identity matrix, which I hope we're verifying that somewhere. We're starting with what should be an identity matrix, rotating it 320 times by pi divided by 4, and we're getting a result that is not exactly where it should be, but there's accumulated error, and I guess the thing we're trying to establish here is that the accumulated error is the same on all platforms, right? We should verify that this creates an identity matrix, though. Let's see. Make sure this gives an identity matrix. And let's actually verify that we don't have code that's like forcing it to be an identity matrix. How much time do I have? I have no time. I've gone over time. Okay, let me do this one last thing. So it'll be SG fixed math internal, I think, maybe? No. Fixed math, SG fixed. Oh god. Okay, we'll look through the files in the tree. I'm sure I'll be able to find it that way. I want to find where. No, those are. Okay, here's internal. SG fixed number, fixed transform. Okay, so we want to look at this constructor that we have that takes a rotation. Okay, that takes a rotation and a position, and we want to see if it's actually rotating. Okay, so this is actually rotating. This is actually doing sine and cosine, and we need to make sure that this actually gives us an identity matrix, and not some wackiness like libfixmath does by default. DJ Kosher, just let me code up this one last thing. Me, every 5 minutes for 6 hours longer than I should be. Ain't that the truth, man? Okay, so the X should point to the right, which is this, and the Y axis on our matrix should point up. No, 6, 5, 5, 3, 6. Okay, so when we construct it with 0 rotation, it should be exactly equal to an identity matrix. And I want to do this check before we do any of these. This is like a fundamental check. All right, let's run this. We should now, if everything's good, get no failures. Nope. So is that the one we just added, or is that something else? Line 52. Oh, it's something else. Line 52. Okay, so this is fine, because this is, again, accumulated error, that all we care is that it's the same on all platforms. But this one works. Okay, so that's good. Let's go over to this one where we have some checks that we actually disabled. Cosine 0 and sine 90 degrees should have the exact same value. And it works. It works. Okay. So far, this is looking like an improvement. There's some things that this doesn't address. Like I said earlier, the arc tangent we still need to fix and replace from libfixmath. But let me make a new branch. Check out B. This will be we'll call it bimdav trig from MR35, and we're going to add these test changes. My TTT got in there. Let's get rid of that. And I will keep investigating this off stream. So this will be got tests passing and added a few to verify trig is good. I'll push this up. All right, my friends. I believe that is all we are going to do on the stream today. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I hope this wasn't super boring. This is stuff that I really want to work on to get it in a good shape for everyone who is using it, who's relying on it. And, you know, it's fun to hang out with you guys while I'm working on it. I hope it's equally fun for you guys to see this stuff. But let me know. In any case, I will see you guys in Discord and on the stream next week. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.